listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fanrun Radio.
That was an incredible game last night. The sport of college football is delivering right now. I mean, I don't know about you, but that makes me feel 22. That was amazing. What a great game. I mean, what a great sport. It has literally the most bizarre structure of any of the American sports we watch. It is, the numbers say it's the second most watched sport in the country outside of the NFL. It's kind of not close. Baseball, the NBA, the NHL would kill for the numbers that this thing's getting on television. And the postseason is delivering. Bri Bino, welcome in. The Vols get a kicker. The Vols get a defensive lineman from Penn State who's got some promise. We wait word on what's going to happen at quarterback. I almost get the sense, and Thrody alluded to this today, that Tennessee's either going to have a trick up their sleeve and bring in somebody that's kind of a commensurate guy with Joey Aguilar, or we could see Joey Aguilar back here next year. I don't know how confident I am in this Levitt guy and, with the whole Oregon thing lurking. Because I don't see Oregon and I don't see Miami involved with people. But they're still in the playoff. And so we'll see what happens. I'm not sure I want the Levitt guy anyway, to be completely honest. We were talking about it yesterday. I've gone back and forth on it. It's an interesting discussion. But Bino, Jeff, how about these college playoffs, and how about Ole Miss just not getting the call there in the end zone at the end? You're never going to get that call. The mistake in that drive is you throw a slant and you get out of bounds and you try a play before you throw the ball in the end zone there. You throw a quick 3-second, 4-second, and get a little closer, and then you can shoot it in the middle of the field. Then you don't have to throw a wing and a prayer there from the spot they were in last night. But, hindsight's always 20/20. What a great football game. Great Friday to you boys.
Yeah, hello, Tony. The playoffs have been fantastic. Outside Alabama and the 2 G5 sacrificial games.
Yep.
It's delivered what we hoped that a playoff would deliver. Fixing the seeding was a big part of it.
Yep.
Now get it to 16, and if you want one group of 5, that's fine, and seed them 1 through 16. Let the best teams have one home game, and we'll have this thing where it needs to be.
Hey, Brian, I was so kind of thinking about when I was arriving in the Raymere studio today. Where was Miami? What seed were they? Because they were one of the last teams to get in. They got in like on a quirk.
They were the 10 seed.
10 seed.
So they were the last at-large to get in, and them beating Notre Dame in opening weekend is what led them to getting in over Notre Dame.
Yeah, the schedule should matter. Like when you go to 16, when you beat somebody during the year, it doesn't matter when it happens, it should matter. This Miami team, y'all were laughing at me when I called them over Ohio State. I didn't think they would win yesterday. I thought Carson Beck yesterday would get in the way, and he didn't do that. He did not do that.
Their roster's been loaded for 2 years now. This is no accident. If they can overcome Mario Cristobal's sometimes faulty game management,
yep,
they had as good a chance as anything.
Yep.
That's kind of what I thought would cost them. That hasn't reared its ugly head yet.
And Cristobal did some goofy things last night. Like last night, he took a timeout down there on the goal line, which gave Ole Miss an opportunity to do what they did. And they almost pulled that thing out. And we would be talking today about why Mario Cristobal took a timeout there. because that is what he does. That is who he is. He does kind of zany, wacky things. And you know me, I like zany, wacky as much as the next guy, but they are sitting there now on the precipice. Well, they're in a third title game now in this modern incarnation of what we've done. First time since we've gone to the playoff format that they've gotten back. But, man, what a great, great sport college football is on the field. What a great, great sport college football is. And you know this Tony guy from Miami who made that, I thought it was a catch, who made that incredible catch on the sidelines, that one-handed catch last night. Do you guys realize that he reclassified up? It's a 17-year-old kid out there playing. Bino, does he look like a 17-year-old kid out there to you?
No, he's an absolute stud and a difference maker. He's terrific.
So it's been a wild week around here. Cinco freaked out on Wednesday. I wore a robe to the show for an opening segment. I guess that would have been on Wednesday. We've had arguments over Joey Aguilar or this guy that's on campus right now. I'll give Bino a vote here. What do you think, Beanstar? Do you want this Levitt guy, or do you want run it back with another year of Joey Aguilar?
Tony, when this process started, Levitt was who I wanted. And then I cooled on that, thinking that about the injury and the price tag being too high. And I guess that's the camp that I'm still in. But I would have to admit, if they were to sign Levitt, I would be really excited to see if he could be a difference maker in this offense or not. But I probably still lean toward let's go Joey Aguilar or some other bargain in the transfer portal and make sure that we fill all of our other needs.
Yeah, if you said to me, I can get the great defensive end from Penn State, I can get the adjuster from Penn State who's on campus this weekend, supposedly, and a couple other guys, and then just bring in a quarterback that can manage that offense until one of the kids are ready, let's do it. That's kind of where I'm at. So we've got a lot to talk about.
This transfer portal is really, really interesting, Tony. I never was a big follower of high school recruiting.
Yeah.
Just simply because I didn't think you had any real idea of what you were getting most of the time.
Yeah.
At least while it's this way, you've got a little bit of a college track record to fall back on and have a little bit better idea of what you're bringing on campus. But and I've like everyone, I'm following it daily. I'm trying my best though not to follow it emotionally daily because that absolutely would drive me crazy. I'm going to kind of wait a month, see what the finished product is, and save my panic or elation and evaluation until that time. And even then, I'm not sure you can accurately evaluate what you got.
Well, and then things that happen, splash headlines affect you. So there were reports out last night. First of all, Pete Thamel dropped a bomb. The story, when the Williams kid last night decided to go back to Washington after his agent dropped him, after he was about to become a pariah in the entire world of college sports because he had a deal and was going to leave Washington, and there's no doubt Lane Kiffin's fingerprints were all over that. That goes without saying, which kicked that kid up here, the Levitt kid, that kicked him up here. where he's visited Tennessee. He's getting ready to leave, but had an elongated stay. And then we find out that Cordell Landers is in the middle of that with DeMond Williams, who the Washington fan base took to calling Demon Williams. But Cordell Landers, then last night, Shannon Terry at On 3 called him a dumbass and a moron for not knowing that a guy that he was screaming and yelling about didn't work at On 3. And Shannon Terry's like, basically you don't even know how to read, you moron, which was the inference there. But Cordell Landers, it's as reported by Ralph Amsden last night, the man behind the Nico, I'm never going to leave you split with Tennessee, seems to have convinced DeMond Williams to go against his own agency in splitting with Washington. Now, it is the most beautiful thing in the world, and then the word breaks last night that Williams is in fact returning to Washington. And then, what is LSU going to do? Dylan Raiola? How great is this? One thing about this Xavier Gilliam guy that Tennessee got, you look at him, and he wasn't like tremendously productive at Penn State as a freshman this past year, but he's really important. It's really smart of them to lock him up. Here's why. Chaz Coleman would not have visited, according to Chaz Coleman, if Xavier Gilliam didn't tell him, hey, you need to get down here and see this. There are several other Penn State players that the Vols would like to add. If at the end of this they can get 3, that'd be great. They can get that linebacker, and Gilliam can have an impact in that. That'd be wonderful. And then one more. The Mac Dad will make you wiggity 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 wiggity. That had to have been spliced tape. I encourage any of you to go to wiggity 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 wiggity. I mean, I speak for a living. I can't do it. The wiggity 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 wiggity. See? But the Daddy Mac went to NC State for some reason. I guess he wants to win 5 games a year. But I think these guys care about one thing, Bino. I'm starting to think. Do you care to guess what that one thing is, Bino?
Money, 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 money.
No.
Mean Green.
Mean Green, babe. Greatest baseline ever. But if you look at...
Well,
Go ahead, Brian.
They've realized that you don't have to go to Alabama or Georgia to get a lot of money.
Amen.
And win.
Amen. Somebody in the YouTube chat said that he was talking to a Georgia friend of his last night and said, hey, what about this game? He said, I'm not looking at it. These two teams aren't even one of the top 4 teams in college football. That Georgia fan and all Georgia fans need to come correct, because now you have a system where you got to win to get there. You're not coronated anymore. And you have a system that's opened it up. Opened it up to a lot of people. In a lot of ways, Bino, this week has been brutal for me because I'm trying to be immersed in this. And I was talking with a couple different people last night that I visit with every night, and they're like, this thing's really idiotic, right? Like, including somebody that makes a living, writing on the Vols. We were just comparing notes last night, and we both have come to the conclusion that we lead pathetic lives. And I'm going, well, I don't know if it's pathetic, because we're simply giving people and tracking information that people want And this is the way you build your team now. Like you were saying, Bino, this is not recruiting where it's a wing and a prayer and everybody can really play on signing day. This is a deal where you have a chance to remake your football team and you can do it overnight. The problem is, so everybody else is trying to do the same thing. But it's made the sport so interesting. It gave Ole Miss an opportunity to almost win a national championship. It put Miami right back on the map where they jumped Florida and they jumped Florida State in a single bound. It has lessened and weakened Georgia. It has lessened and weakened Alabama. It has lessened and weakened the entire SEC, I would argue, Beanstar. It's pretty interesting, isn't it?
It is interesting, Tony. It's crazy. I have empathy for you or anyone that has to do it daily at the microscopic level that you have to do it at. Again, that would drive me absolutely batty. But I've found it entertaining to follow.
David Ackworth, I would like to request. I don't do many requests, but you've got a great post over on the YouTube channel. I would request you'd call the show and share with us what you just put in there regarding the quarterback battle after we're done with Mike Hugan. And the reason is that I kind of feel you. I kind of feel you. I've gone back and forth on this Levitt thing. Part of me wants him because I want to see what he'd look like in our offense. Part of me doesn't want to play around with a guy that could be hurt. Part of me wants him because he's kind of sort of a renegade that's not going to listen to Josh Heupel or anybody else because that's just kind of his nature. When you talk to people around the sport, he's got like an attitude to him. Speaking of attitude, have you guys seen this kicker from Louisville that we've added? This guy is no shrinking violet. This guy, if you're inside of 50 yards, that ball's gone through the uprights, and he is one confident, cocky guy. He has what they call in the delicatessen, Bino, onions. You can always know when you're going into a good delicatessen, when you can smell the onions and that vinegar in the air. When you smell that vinegar in the air and those onions, you know you're in the right place.
I got you, Tony. I'm with you, and we need a kicker with some swagger. That's for sure. And the other thing is, I've been thinking a little bit, along the lines of if you get Levitt,
Mm-hmm.
can he come in here and kind of Pavia this thing?
That's what I'm saying. I'm going back and forth on him. I'm like, I don't want a jerk on my campus.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
I don't want a guy that's not going to listen to the coach. I don't want a guy that's so unserious that he hurt himself playing pickup basketball. I mean, I'm just kind of thinking out loud here. And then and then I go back and I say to myself, self. Heupel needs a guy like this. We need a little life in this deal. I wouldn't mind having a little Pavia. I asked Matt and Brian, when's the last time we had a quarterback that everybody hated? Tim Tebow's a guy everybody kind of hated, when he played in the league. Got on people's nerves. Even though he was, and really he got on people's nerves because he was too goody two-shoes. And, he would sit over there and rub noses with Urban Meyer, and it was very bizarre, their relationship. Mike Bianchi called him the fumigator because they had him there at the same time. They had Aaron Hernandez and God knows what else was going on that campus. When's the last time, Bino, we had a guy at quarterback that people looked at and said, man, who's that guy? Either because he was so good Manning elicited a reaction out of opposing fans for that reason. He was so good. T. Martin didn't do that. I don't think Casey Clausen did that because Casey Clausen played the game so respectfully.
If Tyler Bray had been on a good team, maybe he would have done that, but he never won any games, and they never won any games in those couple years.
I think that Peyton was probably the last guy that our opponents hated, and
yes,
Tyler Bray's the last guy that our fans hated.
And or Garantano, poor guy.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
We've had a lot of quarterbacks our fans hate. 865-200-5402. If we come back on the other side, our fans are a tough group. If you don't believe me, I'll show you my email. I'll show you my inbox one day. We take a brief time out. We come back. It would be, in one way, it's buyer beware on this guy from Arizona State. In another way, part of me would like to, Bino just hit it. Part of me would like to see us with a little bit of a Pavia. Because here's what would happen for this guy. He was playing in the Big 12, which is an anonymity in major college football, but it's not one of the two big leagues. It's not where the spotlight shines on you. For instance, Texas Tech, how much did the spotlight shine on them this year? They just went out and mowed through their league, right? Imagine if you do that in the SEC. Imagine if Texas Tech's in the SEC and they're buying everybody. How obnoxious they become. Now they're just sort of a, think about it, they're just kind of a college football team that buys everybody. But if you're in the SEC and you're doing that, and this Pavia guy, I mean, I can't even call the guy the term white trash as fam. I can't even use that on him. I don't want to insult those people, the white trashers. So we continue with more. Mike Hugan, and after this, it's going to be unbelievable, the Hugie segment today. We got so much to talk about after this.
When it's time for your next move, you want to get your precious belongings from point A to point B with your peace of mind intact. That's why you need to call my friends at Gufon Moving and Storage, East Tennessee's moving legend. Gufon Moving and Storage has been helping East Tennesseans move since 1887. That's 138 years, 5 generations. That's even longer than the Dooley, Jones, and Pruitt era combined. Gufon Moving and Storage, pro movers, serving Knoxville, surrounding areas, and interstate moves too, both residential and commercial. And we'll provide you with personalized service that other corporate movers simply cannot. We know how to move all types of items. We pay careful attention to our clients' valuables. Your satisfaction as a customer is our absolute priority. As the oldest continually owned and operated family moving business in the United States, when it's time for your next move, it's Gufon Moving and Storage. And storage, it's secure and vaulted. Our newest offering of commercial storage logistics, we offer receiving, storage, and delivery services for all your business logistic needs. See more at Gufon.com. That's Gufon.com. Or check out the link at tclub.team. When it's time for your next move, East Tennessee's moving legend, Gufon Moving and Storage.
Life never stops moving. And between the 30-minute commutes, daycare pickups, weekly soccer practice, Tuesday night yoga, X number of coffee runs, and that weekend trip to Grandma's, you're racking up the miles. What you need is a tire that can keep up. A tire designed for doers. A tire that's going to last. Like the exceptionally long-lasting Michelin Defender tire. With an 80,000-mile warranty and the safety and comfort you expect, you can forget all about the miles ahead and focus on getting to your destination or conquering your to-do list. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. That's Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire.
Inward Half is committed to the game and the memorable moments that happen in between. From the tee box to the tailgate, from the green to the big game. For the first birdie with Dad, the first big win with Mom. Friday night lights, Saturday superstitions, Sunday traditions. Fall into the comfort and unparalleled performance of Inward Half. This fall, enjoy the walk-in.
Are you tired of hiding your smile because of crooked teeth? At Knoxville Smiles, we've got the perfect solution. Invisalign. No metal, no wires, just clear, comfortable aligners that straighten your teeth without anyone noticing. Eat what you want, smile with confidence. and see results in as little as 6 months. Call us today for more information about Invisalign, 865-539-1776, or just visit us online at knoxvillesmiles.com. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. From Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham, they've stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. There are neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Start the new year with comfort and savings from Pipe Wrench Home Services. Tired of high energy bills and constant heating and AC repairs? Ready for a more efficient home? There's never been a better time to upgrade your comfort and take control of your energy costs. Upgrade your HVAC system now with Pipe Wrench Home Services and make no payments until 2027. A new energy efficient system means lower bills, fewer breakdowns, and peace of mind for years to come. And with Pipe Wrench Home Services same-day service guarantee, you won't wait to start enjoying a more comfortable home. Your comfort isn't just our job, it's our promise. Upgrade your HVAC system now with Pipe Wrench Home Services and make no payments until 2027. Schedule your free estimate today at pipewrench.com. Pipe Wrench Home Services, trusted in Knoxville, Maryville, Oak Ridge, and neighboring communities for over 20 years. Same-day service guaranteed, or the visit is free. Offer good with approved credit. Some restrictions apply. Visit pipewrench.com for details.
TB here with Alan of WeShipFloors.com. Tell them about it, Alan.
Hey, I'm Alan from WeShipFloors.com. Our competition's prices, well, they're going up. Ours are coming down. Our waterproof floor Supercore is the best, and right now it starts at $199 a square foot. Our warehouses are full of 4mm, 6mm, and 8mm. You strapped for cash? Well, we have our own in-house financing. Use our room visualizer and order some free samples today. Supercore from WeShipFloors.com. Best products at best price.
Like Alan said, head over to WeShipFloors.com. Use the room visualizer on the website. Drop in any of the 120 Supercore floors virtually into your room and order your free samples today. WeShipFloors.com. Tennesseans, they are us. The best product, the best price. WeShipFloors.com. Living Vol fan, when it's time to get ready for 2026 and what's ahead, there's only one place. It's Alumni Hall. The best and largest selection of Tennessee apparel for the whole family. Top brands, Nike Champion, Columbia, Peter Millar. And check this out. All the basketball stuff that the Tennessee basketball fan could ever need. Some great Tennessee baseball stuff as well. Any season, any reason. Alumni Hall, 3 locations in Knoxville. Also Murfreesboro, Bristol, and now open, of course, in Johnson City. And anytime online, alumnihall.com. Say it loud, say it proud. The ultimate volunteer shopping experience, Alumni Hall.
Oh, I'm loud and I'm proud here, and we're fired up, we're focused, and we're prepared. And I want to shout out the Gouffons over at Gouffon Moving and Storage. They're moving my man Goldbrick today, and that's what it's all about. Because really what you do is you put your left foot in, you take your left foot out. You stick that left foot back in and you shake that thing all about. And then you call my friends at Gouffon Moving and Storage, and they take care of what you've got, and that's what it's all about. So shout out to my friends at Gouffon Moving and Storage, incredible folks. Since 1887, they sponsor the great Mike Huguenin, who's up next on your Basilio Show on this Friday. Hughie, there is one thing that is for damn sure that I opened the show saying today. When you put 2 teams on the field that respect the game the way those 2 teams did last night, on a stage like that, with cool uniforms, in a cleanly played, excellent football game, there's nothing like major college football, man. Nothing like it.
That was a phenomenal game. A little bit uneven early, but then in the second half, it ramped up, especially the fourth quarter. Guys making plays everywhere. Carson Beck's got to be laughing a little bit. I'm in the title game, Georgia, and you're home after one game. You lost to the team I just beat. And yeah, we were talking off the air. It's college football. The one day of the week, the day the games are played, it's the best sport out there. I mean, the games have gotten better. Teams are more evenly matched. It's phenomenal. The other 6 days of the week, though, I would rather be doing my taxes because it is not a fun sport to follow anymore. It's an extremely entertaining sport to watch or attend a game, but the other days it's unseemly, it's nasty, it's dirty. It leaves you feeling like you need to take a shower. It's the Wild West. It's NFL free agency. No, it's worse because you literally can turn over an entire roster in one off season, which is not good, I don't think. Maybe it makes the product on Saturday better, and I do think there is something to that, but this is not a sustainable thing, I don't think. If the prices keep going up, you're paying $5 million for a college quarterback. I mean, what is going on? And that's the part that makes you want to take a shower. I got no problem with players getting paid. Zero. They've deserved to be paid for 44 years, ever since the 1982 TV deal. But it's not fun to follow anymore.
You say that. I think we all kind of say that, but I think we all like it. I think deep down inside, Hughie, there's a perverse relationship that we all have with the sport because it's never been more popular on television. It's exploded. We went to this pay model and everybody's, well, that's it. That's it for college football. It's never been more popular.
Well,
it's never had numbers like this.
Maybe
it's never had numbers like this.
Yeah, I'm an old school person, maybe, and I got to think that if I got 3 nephews who are gigantic college football fans, all in their early to mid 20s, and they sort of bemoan, "Oh my God, we got to pay for this player," but I don't think it impacts them as much as it impacts older fans. The transient nature of college football or college sports these days. It bugs me. It doesn't bug at least my 3 nephews doesn't bug them nearly as much. Their thing is, okay, fine, let's go out and sign this guy, pay him, and get him to campus. Yeah. So, and that's, I don't know, that part makes me sort of shudder.
Beanstar, what do you think? I'm going back and forth because last night I was again talking to somebody that kind of does this for a living, and we're comparing notes, and he says, "Man, we're just kind of pathetic, right? I mean, look at us. What are we doing here?" But people have never been more engaged with it. They're engaged with this show every day. I mean, Hughie, we have over 300 people watching us live on YouTube, which is incredible. We have several thousand people listening to us through various platforms and channels and over on Fanrun Radio. And, I mean, and it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And it's all happened in this portal era. Back in the day, Hughie, we'd be sitting on here talking about Tennessee's game at Florida tomorrow, and everything would be staid and normal. And in this world now of college sports, nothing is normal. Like nothing is normal. Bino, do you agree with Hughie? What's happened here? Why is it exploding like this in this era?
Everybody likes a car wreck, Tony. Got a car wreck 7 or 8 times a day now.
That's a good point. What about this proliferation of legalized sports gambling, Hughie? Is that another thing that's done it, as somebody mentioned?
Yeah, I think that, going back to my nephews again, or 2 of the 3, good Lord, they'll bet on, one of my nephews bet on a parlay, a 10-team parlay on Saturday, and I'm thinking, 10 teams? Are you 10 college basketball games? What's going on here? It was cheap, but I guess, and he paid attention to all 10 games, and maybe that's part of it. But that's, I think that if you have a stake, however small, in something, it does make you more interested. in the outcome. So if you had $50 on last night's Miami Ole Miss game, despite which side you bet on, you're eagerly watching with the idea, hey, I can make 500 here, or I could lose 50 or whatever. I think that's part of it as well. Plus, you can watch on your phone. You can watch on your laptop. It doesn't have to be on TV anymore. You can literally be in the bathroom watching college football and college basketball and NFL. The fan experience in a lot of ways is the best it's ever been, but I also would argue that the fan experience is the worst it's been because you have no connection to the players anymore. I think maybe I'm being a little bit naive, but there was a certain allure to the idea that, hey, I'm cheering for Danny Werfel because I'm a Florida alum. He was on campus. He walked the same campus pathways that I did when I was in school. Or I'm a ball fan. I remember when Condridge Holloway was there, and I went to class with Condridge Holloway, and this stuff now. What kind of connection do you have except on Saturday? I truly wonder if any of these dudes ever see the inside of a classroom, or if everything is done via computer now, which means how many of these guys are actually doing their work. But the amateurism idea died decades ago, but the amateurism idea has had about 1,000 nails pounded into the coffin over the last 2 years.
Oh, that thing. The thing about the sport now is you either get on or you get run over. And it's kind of like that with these coaches, too. You either adjust and adapt or you get run over. And some are adjusting and adapting really well. Some are somewhere in the middle. I think our guy here is somewhere in the middle at this point. They're trying to figure it out. It's sort of as they go. I do know this, and that's that Sam Levitt's on Tennessee's campus today. Hughie, what is your sense, and we've come to respect you down through the years, why you're on here every Friday. What is your sense of when you look at Sam Levitt, and let's just assume he's healthy. By the way, I was told yesterday that Tennessee did give him a look over and has had a look at his records as well. They've been pretty forthcoming. Levitt's people, as if they have nothing to hide. His brother's his agent. But they've been pretty forthcoming with Tennessee, and I was told that yesterday 'cause somebody from there heard us talking about, how into that you can go in the NIL era. And I was told it's a part of negotiation. They can show you if they want to, or they can not show you if they don't want to, and you can take the risk. But they've been very forthcoming, the Levitt folks have. What do you think of Sam Levitt if you consider him in Tennessee's offense? What kind of player would he be?
I think he's the best. I think he was the best quarterback available in the portal. He took Arizona State to the college football playoff 2 years ago. Yes, he had surrounding talent, but he got the ball to Scatterboo. He got the ball to Jordan Tyson. He ran the ball when he needed to. He was an effective playmaker. I trust him far more than I trust Brendan Sorsby. The interesting thing about this is if you're Tennessee looking for a quarterback, well, the big school out there that doesn't have a quarterback is LSU. And, to me, if quarterback A told LSU, I'll play for you for $10 million, LSU's going to go, sure, sign right here, son. Yeah. I think they will outspend anybody. Now, that's where you have to hope that Heupel and his personality, Heupel's offense, the Tennessee, the city, all that kind of stuff comes into play. I think that's much less of a difference maker than it used to be in old school recruiting. At the same time, if you're Sam Levitt or you're Ethan Gruckemeyer, whoever, yes, you're there to play football and you ain't there for school, but you have to sort of, I think, like your surroundings. And having been to Knoxville and having been to Baton Rouge, I wouldn't. I lived in Tennessee. I didn't necessarily like it. I've been to Louisiana numerous times. I would live in Bumwater, Tennessee, before I would live anywhere in Louisiana.
You lived in Nashville.
I lived in the suburbs. Yeah.
But Levitt had like an extended stay here, which is kind of a good sign, I guess. There's a thought out there that he's going to wait and see what Oregon does. He's an Oregon kid, obviously, and we'll see what happens from there.
And that's the thing. Also, people have to realize there's going to be kids at Ole Miss who transfer. There's going to be kids at Miami who transfer. There's going to be kids at Oregon and Indiana who transfer. So everybody that's in the portal now, there will be more guys. But the quarterback situation, obviously, it's a sort of a musical chairs. You would have expected some of these schools looking for a quarterback to make a quarterback decision extremely quickly, and for whatever reason, some of these schools have not. It's, Bo Pabula's out there. I am not a Bo Pabula fan at all. Ethan Gluckenmeyer's out there. I think he showed some potential, but, is he a guy who's going to help you to 9 or 10 wins in a playoff spot? I don't know. Dylan Raiola's out there. Not a huge fan of his. One of the best quarterbacks in last year's signing class was Hassan Longstreet, who signed with SC.
What a great name.
He's out there. Deuce Knight from Auburn is out there. There are guys out there, but again, I think part of it is, Deuce Knight certainly looks to have the ceiling and the potential. Longstreet, ceiling and potential. If you want immediate help, that's the concern, I think.
Bino, that thing of Dylan Raiola, that's my worst nightmare. If that guy ended up here, fake Pat Mahomes, Phake Pat Mahomes, Bino, he's such an unlikable player. Watching him, you got to be a little likable, don't you guys? Don't you have to be a little likable?
See, I think so, and I think that's something that you can gain over a 3 or 4 year career at your school. You hear stuff, or my friend has a class with him. He's a great guy.
Yeah.
Or my friend has a class with him. He never shows up. That's the kind of stuff you would hear. Granted, I'm 1,000 years old, but when I went to school at Florida in the early '80s, you would hear stuff about players, and I had football and basketball players in my classes. Obviously, I was not a very difficult major, but it's and the way Raiola is projected by the media and reported on by the media, he seems to be self-centered, and look at me. Now maybe he's totally different, but also we'll say I think he went to 3 high schools in 3 years. I know he grew up in California and finished at Buford High outside of Atlanta. I tend, my own bias, I tend to look at guys who go to 3 and 4 high schools as problems.
Obviously, there are reports out today that Levitt is now on his way to Miami. Look, Miami, Tennessee, Oregon are the big 3 that need a quarterback.
LSU.
Well, he was at LSU.
But they need a quarterback as well.
That's true.
So.
That's true. What's going to be really interesting
and you're right. I forgot. You're right. Miami, they have a quarterback on the roster. I think it's like, we need to sign a quarterback. Who's out there? 6'4", 200. Sign him. Can he play? Sign him. It's like they don't care. They just want another quarterback body on the roster. But that's another school that it's interesting. And remember, there's still time for other quarterbacks to be tampered with because it doesn't close until the 16th. So if some of these schools miss out, my presumption is that quarterbacks who have not announced yet will be back-channeled and say, whatever you're making, we'll give you that.
That's right.
X amount.
Don't sign anything yet.
Right.
My hope, Beanstar, this is my hope, Bino, Jeff Henderson, that the Vols have about 5 guys that they've got, or at least 3, that might be like G5 guys. I'd even go, if you can find me somebody from 1AA. Trinidad Chambliss has taught us all, it doesn't matter where you can play as long as you can play. And Josh Allen, who's going to play in the playoffs against Brian's Jags and maybe haunt them this weekend, played at Wyoming. And so it doesn't matter where you play as long as you can play. And if I identify you and you can play and you've shown me you can play, I mean, there are guys in that 1AA, the 1AA ranks that no doubt, could help Tennessee have a successful football season next year. So, Bino, my hope is Tennessee's got a list of 3 guys, and if they strike out on these big fish, they can get somebody off that list. Surely they've done that, right, Beanstar? Surely we're not waiting for Joey Aguilar, right? Surely.
No, I'm choosing to believe they've done their due diligence, Tony, and I believe their approach in this thing suggests that they do not think Aguilar's going to get that additional time. I think if they thought he was going to get the additional time, they'd just be holding where they're at.
So if you were the Vols, Hughie, okay, and the guys that are out there, and you're a sicko with this stuff, you think Levitt's number 1? Of the guys that are just available that we know are unattached right now, is there anybody else? I mean, if you were them, would you fool with Raiola, or do you see what I see in him?
I would not sign Dylan Raiola.
Okay.
I think the thing is, though, I'm not sure who the second best quarterback is. Now, C.J. Bailey, the NC State guy.
If you could get him.
Technically, I guess he's not in the portal yet.
No, he's not.
He's also a guy who grew up in South Florida, played for Hollywood Chaminade Madonna, which is one of the best private school programs in the nation. His high school is about 25 miles north of the University of Miami campus.
Yep.
He's already played in that league. He's played well in that league. So maybe he's waiting to, maybe he's waiting. I don't know.
Yep.
But, there are good quarterbacks everywhere. Just like there's good coaches everywhere. But I will say that if I'm again, this was all with the caveat that there's going to be more guys who get in, who enter. But let's just say if I'm Miami, if I'm Tennessee, if I'm LSU, let's leave out Oregon, because I think if Oregon has to, it will roll with its younger guy.
Yes, I hear they
I
like
think
him.
if I'm a fan of Miami, LSU, or Tennessee, and I don't sign Levitt, I'm starting to really get nervous about the 2026 season.
Mike Hugan joining. Tonight we have another playoff game. All right, let's go around the room, guys. Bino and Brian, I start with you guys first. Pass interference last night in the end zone. Should a flag been thrown, or you're not going to throw a flag in that spot? Brian, you first. What do you think, Brian?
It was pass interference. I think it was pass interference, but It's sort of like a makeup no call from 23 years ago.
All right, that's an interesting way of looking at it. The Ole Miss fans are glad to know that they got sacrificed for something that happened 23 years ago. When they no doubt were coming off like a 7-win season. Bino, Jeff Henderson, should a flag have been thrown, yes or no, or you just let the players decide it there?
I don't think you throw a flag in that situation, Tony.
Yeah.
I think that's both guys hand fighting down the field on a desperation throw. I think that'd be a bailout flag, similar to some of these calls we see in college basketball.
Hughie, what do you say?
Yeah, I think it was interference, but you're also not calling interference on a Hail Mary. I thought. Herb Street, to me, is sort of a pedestrian announcer.
Very much.
But I also think he had an interesting point. They had 6 seconds left. Why not throw a 5-yard out?
That's right.
And get 5 yards closer or something.
Right.
I also wonder, you're on to 35. It's always struck me as a little bit bizarre that you're that close, and yet it's, we're just hoping for a miracle. There isn't a pattern that can be run on one side of the field while everybody's crowded on the other side? I don't know. But I would not have thrown a flag on that. I was surprised that Trinidad Chambliss did not run the ball more. I thought his legs were a gigantic positive against Georgia.
Yeah.
I think I can remember 2 called runs for him last night. I think part of that was Miami did a nice job of keeping him in the pocket, but the idea that Ole Miss's pass rush got home more than Miami's was stunning to me. But yeah, and Kejuan Lacey, I think, getting hurt on that long TD run was obviously an Ole Miss negative as well.
Tonight's game, Hughie. Be a
I think
close football
it's Indiana.
game. Another close
that
game.
Team looks.
Yeah.
They're extremely well coached. They have the cheapest roster left by far.
By far. By far.
They spend money, but they spend it wisely.
That's right.
But Signetti, I don't know how you cannot like this guy. He's at Indiana, for God's sake, and they could play for the national title.
Bino hates him.
And I mean, perseverance. He's coached at every level.
Bino hates him.
Comes from a football family.
Bino hates him.
The interesting thing, obviously, is Miami will be playing in its home stadium in the title game. It will be sold out which is extremely rare.
Yep.
But what a gigantic advantage for Miami
Bino hates
to play
him.
at home for a national title. But I think it's going to be against Indiana. I don't trust Oregon's offense that much, which is bizarre. I think Dante Moore is good, but he has a lot of learning to do. And Indiana, there's a ruthless efficiency there. And I said this on your show earlier this year. Indiana's the kind of team that, some coaches, when you're up 20,
Hughie, somebody told me yesterday, and they've committed I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
This isn't
crazy.
Ohio State
No, this is crazy
or USC. This is one of the worst programs, if not the worst, in major college football.
filtered 10 times, and 80 proof. The excellence has already earned T3 Vodka prestigious accolades. T3 is a 5-time gold medal winning vodka and the 2025 SIPS Consumer Choice Award medal winner. Whether you're sipping it neat or on the rocks or mixing up your favorite cocktail, T3 Vodka is your choice for a premium, award-winning experience. Score a T3 TD and ask for T3 Vodka by name at restaurants and wine and liquor stores today. Drink it neat, drink it right. Drink T3 Vodka and score a touchdown every time. T3, Tennessee's premium vodka. Distributed by Athens Distributing Company. Please drink responsibly. When it's time for a fresh coat of paint, run, don't walk to Walker's Painting. Interior and exterior, Walker's Painting's been making it beautiful since 1999 across the Knoxville area. New construction, repaints, commercial, residential, free estimates available. And get this, mention you heard Walker's Painting on the Basilio Show, 10% off your first job. Let's go! Run, don't walk to Walker's Painting. 865-688-1410. That's 865-688-1410. Walker's Painting, making it beautiful since 1999. Check out the ad at the blog at tclub.team. Walker's Painting.
Hi, I'm Jim Simpson, owner of Simpson Meats. When's the last time you grilled a really good burger or steak? One your friends still talk about. Our goal at Simpson Meats is to make that happen every time you have a cookout. All of our cuts of meats, steaks, burgers, briskets, and pork are always fresh, flavorful, and sustainably sourced. We are family owned, so we know the importance of knowing how and where your food is raised. We have been putting quality first since 1888. Visit our butcher shop off Lovell Road or online at simpsonmeats.com.
Okay, so we really need uniforms and equipment for this season. Can I trust you with that? Cool, I'll just order them online. What? Yeah, I'm gonna hop online and I'm gonna get them ordered. Hold up, that's not a good idea. We shouldn't just spend money on some random online retailer, okay? I mean, it seems pretty convenient. Trust me, it's a terrible idea. Let me simplify this for you. SM Athletics. Okay, how do you pronounce it? SM Athletics? They're the go-to for uniforms and equipment, whether it's for universities, high schools, youth leagues, you name it. So why wouldn't you rather go with professionals who can guide us through the process, design the perfect uniforms, and deliver the best equipment? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. What's the name again? SM Athletics. Right. It's definitely smarter to go with a company that emphasizes customer service, fair pricing, and, of course, excellent products. Exactly. So, yeah, I guess it's settled then. For uniforms and equipment for all sports, it's SM Athletics.
When a dangerous, overgrown, or storm-damaged tree is threatening your home, your car, or your family, don't risk it. Call ECR Total Landscapes, your local tree-cutting experts. From precision tree removal and trimming to emergency storm cleanup, ECR Total Landscapes has the equipment and the experience to get the job done safely and efficiently. Call today to set up your free estimate, 865-384-2012, or just go online to ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Basilio here for Budget Transmissions. TGMD, the great Matt Dixon, took his Ford Escape to budget, and like our Gold Bullet back in the day, it was a total mess. And now, Matt's back in the game. He's got a new transmission, axle, wheel bearing, both radiator hoses, engine mounts, coolant hoses. I mean, his Ford Escape was about to escape to the junkyard, but he didn't begrudge it. He took it to budget, and now he's on his way back to Omaha. Budget Transmissions, over 30 years in business, conveniently located in Bearden. All extended service contracts are honored. A gold certified Repair Pal member. 865-584-4391. 865-584-4391. Budget Transmissions. Don't begrudge it. Take it to budget.
Josh Collins at Collins Insurance Agency. At Collins Insurance, we strive to ensure our customers receive better coverage along with bigger savings. Our community is important to us. We want to provide exceptional service to our customers. Anybody can provide great rates, great coverage, but can you also get great service? And hey, don't just take my word for it.
What's up, everybody? Zakai Ziegler here. My family turns to Collins Insurance Agency for the best service, coverage, and price.
So don't just go online and get some random insurance. Experience the Collins Insurance difference.
Like he said, experience the Collins Insurance difference. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. And hey, they're Mama ZZ approved. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. Thank you to Josh Collins and ZZ.
One more thing, Tony. Go Vols!
Yee-haw! I've been hooting and hollering ever since I started betting with the VIP Play app. VIP Play has more than 200 leagues, every bet type you can imagine. Live betting and live hosts, all with 24/7 support from real live people when you need them. Start betting better with the VIP Play app today. Don't be a better, be a better with VIP Play today.
VIP Play coming soon. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-889-9789. Must be 21 plus and located in Tennessee to bet.
Hey there, Basilio crew. Jennifer Morris with Keller Williams Realty. The holiday season is here, and if your plans include unwrapping your new home, then take advantage of less competition and motivated sellers while others are out fighting over parking spots at the mall. Smart buyers are out snagging deals on great homes, and I'm ready to help. Give me a call, 865-694-5904, or reach out at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com. And as always, go Vols.
T to the B back with you, 865-200-5402. I sense there's some Indiana fatigue out there. Now, Brian's got an interesting little stat to share with you. Heading into Oregon, Indiana tonight. And, Bri, that is. And then we go to the phones.
Which is more surprising? That Oregon has never won a national championship in football, despite playing near the top of the sport for nearly 2 decades and Nike's money and all that, and the high-flying offenses they've had and the good coaches that's come through there.
Yep.
They've never won a national championship in football. Or that Tennessee has never been to the Final Four in men's basketball. Which is more surprising?
How can you play at the top of a sport for 20 years like we have in basketball, Bino, and not only not make the Final Four, but really not get a whiff at it? We should have made multiple Final Fours by now in basketball. And that's hard to believe that Oregon hasn't won a national championship in football. Especially in the old 4-team format where you just show up and win 2 games. Now it's a totally different sport now with the 12-team deal. When they go to 16, it's going to be a completely different sport. But everybody said, well, it's going to be the same old teams. It's not the same old teams. The playoffs already shown that. You have to win each round and get through them. And kudos to that Ole Miss team for doing about as much as they could do. Bino, what do you find more surprising? The Oregon stat or the Vol stat? What do you think's more weird?
Boy, that's about a push, Tony. I'll go with Tennessee being more surprising. Just simply because you're talking about being in the Final Four and not winning the whole thing.
We've had so many good ball players, so many great teams come through here. All right,
Got time to break out the old Twins hat, Tony.
Here's the question for tonight's game. I'll start with you guys. Are we sick of this Indiana thing? It's obnoxious that they're spending the same money we are and the results they're getting. And Cignetti is, look, he's a Yankee. He's a Paisan. He's here. He's not. And he's in your face. So, Bino, what do you got to say about him? Are you sick of him?
No, I'm not sick of him, Tony. That story kind of gives me hope. I think one of the things, and the portal is part of it, the crazy transfer opportunities are part of it, but I think the true rise in interest in college football is because all of a sudden it's not an elitist sport anymore. All of my life, college football's been an elitist sport, similar to Major League Baseball early in my life, to where there were really only a few teams, and Major League Baseball is still this way, really. There were only a few teams that really have an opportunity to win the thing. Now, the field is wide open in college football. It is wide open. And Indiana's the poster child for that. So, no, I'm not yet sick of it. Matter of fact, I was pulling for either them or Ole Miss to win the whole thing.
Just to show everybody that, hey, anybody can do this. Is that kind of the concept?
Yes.
Because if either Oregon or Miami win it, that's just big money winning it.
Those are just huge. I know Brian's right. They haven't won it. But Oregon's been there and been there and been
big money.
There.
They're big money. They're big money.
The other thing that's really interesting to me right now is I'm trying to figure out if what Indiana's doing, what Ole Miss is doing, what Texas Tech is doing, when you look up and 60 to 70% of their two deep are transfer players. I'm trying to see. I want to see if that's sustainable, or if that's should be the new way of the world for everyone not named Ohio State, Alabama, Georgia, and Oregon that just year after year after year are running top 5 recruiting classes out there.
The more I think about it, being if I'm us, I signed 12 guys that I know are very good players. I focus on 12 guys, and I get the rest of my guys out of the portal. But in order to do that, I have to walk and talk people into the portal. It's a lot of hard work. Either that or I got to be able to really identify the way Indiana is. Indiana has a way of looking at a ball player and going, yeah, you'll work in our deal, and hitting on them. But let's go back to our phones.
I think that's the big question too, Tony, because I believe that Josh Heupel and his staff believe that the way to do it is through high school recruiting and supplementing through the portal, and they're going to live and die by that.
Yes.
I hope they're right, but I don't know that they are.
Yeah, I kind of have the same fear, but Danny White wants to build buildings, though, in this era. Let's go back to the phones. Hello and welcome in. We'll get the next call in. It feels like we're half in, half out on this thing, half in, half out, in an era where the train's going very fast. Hi, you're on the air. Welcome in.
Hello.
Yeah, hi, you're on the air.
Hey, Tony. My name's Landon. I'm from Lexington, Tennessee, over here close to Jackson.
Good talk to you, Landon. That's beautiful country there.
Oh, yeah. Home of the great Al Wilson.
Yes, sir.
Very close.
And let's not forget the great Steve from Lexington.
Yeah. Yep. So I just got a few takes on a couple of things. I want to see what we got in the McIntyre kid. I think he's a Vol, at heart. He wants to be there, and that matters a lot to me, especially at the quarterback position. I think, just put some weight on the kid, man. All right. Cook some freaking chuck roast, cook some, he needs to be eating chuck roast every night, beans and taters, and just put some weight on the kid. I thought he played very well in the spring game last year.
They like him an awful lot as a prospect. The problem is he literally hasn't gained a pound. I mean, I don't know how to tell you that, but other than to tell you that, he hasn't gained any weight.
Yeah, you don't have to gain that much either. Nico was a string bean a couple years ago.
This guy looks like Manute Bol in his uniform, though. Come on. I mean, no offense. I'm not trying to be funny here, but even though I am being funny, the guy looks like Manute Bol in his uniform.
Yeah, he's got to gain some weight. You just got to do it. But if they go the route with I'll get behind whoever they get. I mean,
sure.
At the end of the day,
sure.
I'm going to get behind the quarterback for Tennessee.
I don't want Dylan Raiola, though. I don't want a guy that thinks he's Pat Mahomes He's a fake Pat Mahomes. He needs to go down to the Rent-A-Center and rent himself a personality and a persona. You know what I'm saying? Over there at Lexington, do you know anybody that does that? That, like, everything they do, they pattern themselves after somebody else. It's like, dude, have your own personality.
Yeah, it's good to like have people like that you look up to, I guess, and that you want to emulate. But you know, at the same token, I guess you can go a little too far with that. You know.
Absolutely, but I'm with you.
It's like anything in life, you can go a little too far, Tony.
Well, the Throw-Taji said if Tennessee today in the blog, and I think he's right, if Tennessee brings a quarterback in here that's a surefire starter, G-Mac might just leave at the end of this.
I'd rather have Lagway than Raiola.
How about that, guys? Lagway went to Baylor yesterday. Bino, would you have pursued Lagway if you were them?
I would not have, Tony, based on the injury history and the turnover history.
My man, what's your name again?
My name's Landon.
Landon.
Yes, sir.
That's an incredible name. You've been a great caller. And who are you cheering for in that Indiana game tonight? Are you sick of them?
No, I think that was my other take I had about Indiana.
All right.
I think you kind of touched on it before that he might be the new Saban, and he's doing all this, like you said, with a bunch of misfits, bunch of three stars. So you imagine if they win a Natty, he's going to be like Saban. He's fixing to start, them 4 or 5 stars are going to start rolling in. We might be looking at a dynasty at Indiana.
At Indiana.
That's incredible.
That's nuts. I mean, Indiana and Ole Miss almost played for the national championship, Landon. Think about that.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that. I mean, where you are, there's Mississippi
What a
fans.
time to be alive.
What a time, brother. Thank you. And they tell me the sport is dead. The sport's never been better, Landon. Open it up to everybody. Bino's right. From a Tennessee perspective, it should give us hope. If you do this thing right, in 2 years, you can play for a national championship. Now, do I think the Vols are playing for a national championship next year? No. Do I think Tennessee's making the playoffs next year? If they go to 16 and a few balls bounce your way, maybe. Because you can get to 9-3 and maybe get in a 16-team playoff with that schedule you have. But Bino's right. What this thing has shown us, is that it's no longer the Alabama-Georgia Invitational. Now, Bino, do you buy what Hughie's laying down there at the end? His Gufon Moving Storage Mover of the Week was the SEC moving down. That's a little harsh, isn't it, Bino?
I'm not sure it's harsh, Tony. I'm not sure. This is I think Brian said we haven't had a finalist since 2022. And I do think the SEC's losing some traction here.
Yeah, so it's kind of interesting, right?
I don't know the reason.
Yeah.
I don't know that it's I don't know that it will continue. But I think over the last several seasons, the SEC has lost traction.
Back to the phones we go. I love you, Landon. Please call us again. Great call.
The last time the SEC went 3 years without a team playing for a national championship was 1999 through 2002.
Wow, right after
I guess that was 4 seasons.
Right after we got off the stage. Back to the phones we go. Hello and welcome in. You are on our Friday edition.
Tony B and the family. What's up, Brider?
What's up, Ridge Runner?
Bino, Brian.
Hello, Sammy.
Tony, I forgot to mention, and man, listen, for everybody out there, if you like YouTube, go in there and like it and check it out, because I got on there for a minute, and man, I'm trying to do a job, so I can't really. But it's hilarious and it's really neat, the feedback. And
yeah.
W. Lynn's breath. I wish he could call in because I'd like to hear his takes over the phone. But
W. Lynn's breath is a good one. There's a lot of good ones in there. Like yesterday, somebody put me on the spot and said, "Who are your favorites?" And I had to tell them yesterday, even the total illiterates in there, they're all my favorites, man. It's a total dysfunctional collection of morons, and it's growing stronger and stronger each and every day. I mean, we got 336 people in there right now. That's a huge number when you're live on YouTube.
Yeah.
A huge number for being
in the middle of the day, too. It's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Tony, this guy's over here looking like Ray Zelinsky from Tommy Boy and talking about Google me. And, he's just he's kind of full of himself. If Kurt Signetti was such a good coach, why is he now at 63 just now? People know his name. If he's such a good coach, where the hell has he been the past 20, 30 years?
Yeah, Bino, he can't coach, or he'd have been hired a long time ago, Bino. Come on.
Sammy, one of the things that I like about him is that he was forced to climb the ladder rung by rung, at different levels of college football. And if you look back, what he said is true. He's won everywhere he's been as a head coach, and no one gave him anything. He obviously wasn't too connected to where they just handed him something. So I guess that chip he has on his shoulder that's so evident is earned.
And what's amazing, what's amazing about him, Sammy, when you Google him, Majors gave him a start. Majors gave him a start. He was a GA. He was a GA under Foch Fazio at Pittsburgh, but Majors gave him his big break, which he went from Temple, where he was the quarterback's coach in '89 and '92, and then he jumped into Majors' deal, and then from there he went from Majors' deal. He was there for 6 years at Pittsburgh, so under a couple different staffs. Then he went to NC State from 2000 to 2006. Then he hooked up with Saban, where he was a recruiting coordinator and put all those teams together from 2007 to 2011. Then he took a huge pay cut and went to Indiana University of Pennsylvania as a head coach, where he won big. Then he went to Elon 2017-2018, where he won big. Then he went to James Madison 2019 to 2023, where he won big. And now he's at Miami, where he's lighting it on fire. He jumped way down to the Indiana University of Pennsylvania in the Pennsylvania Intercollegiate Athletic Conference, I think is what they call that thing. I mean, you got to be kidding me. He went from Alabama to Indiana University of Pennsylvania.
And Indiana University in Bloomington wasn't seen as a much better job than Indiana University in Pennsylvania was until he got there.
Amen to that, Brian. It's a pretty good line.
I just wonder when he's going to start rehabbing fired coaches the way Saban used to do.
That's a pretty good line, Bri. But you're sick of him, Sammy. You're sick of him, Sammy, huh?
Well, listen, we got a good friend that's an IU alum, and I'm pulling for them tonight. But, yeah, I am kind of sick of him. You know the average age of his ball club?
Yeah, like 23 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why don't we do that, Sammy? Why don't we get some men? I saw us get run over by some men at the end of the year. That was boys to men.
That's the thing,
yeah,
Tony, is, it's just mind-boggling, the world we're living in these days. But, there's so many people that, the Josh Pates of the world that love to hear themselves talk. I mean, that guy, my gosh.
I'll do a lot of things for love, but I won't do that. I don't get him,
and
man.
I mean, all these, they're all breaking down all this stuff. It's 24/7, and you can, at the end of the day, And how Saban did it is he held you talked about it earlier, he held everybody accountable from the janitor all the way up to the damn starting quarterback. And everybody went out there and did their job.
Yep.
And that's what he's done.
Yep.
And that's what you have to do. Like, yeah, you're going to have a few players that, you know, on your board that you want to have and some dynamic players. But at the end of the day, you just have to get out there and coach the damn team up and have everybody on their P's and Q's and, you know, putting a helmet on a helmet, basically. Like, it's not that difficult. And anyway, so I don't know. What's the line in the game tonight, Tony?
Brian, give me the line. Brian knows that stuff.
Indiana's favored by 4.
Goal!
Around 4, maybe 4.5.
I do that all day long and twice on
there.
a Sunday.
Yeah, they're going to beat them 3 scores tonight. About the game last night.
Yep.
Now, when you throw a ball into the end zone and the defender is horse collaring the guy trying to catch the ball,
Should
is
be
that
called.
not?
Yeah, but it's a time and place call. 2 things about last night's game that I like about these playoffs, they're letting these guys play. So if you let them play all night, and you haven't been calling that all night, and for the most part, they weren't calling it all night. They called a personal foul penalty on Ole Miss on one of the decisive drives in the game when Miami took the lead on a face mask, but it was a good call. You had to call that there. Other than the calls that you have to make, they've been letting them play in these playoffs. And, guys, I think they're doing that because it's a television product and they want to get it over with in a timely fashion. I really do. I wish they would do that throughout college football season, guys, and we could get away from these 9-hour football games. No offense. But that's just me. I have the attention span of a gnat. I'm sorry. I just don't have much of an attention span. And, you know, to me, it makes the game much better when you're not calling it. Beanstar, am I wrong? Let the guys play. And if you're going to let them play, you can't make that call last night, right, Bino? If you're going to let them play, you can't make that call.
I like the game much better the way it's been called in the playoffs. You don't have a hold every possession.
Yep.
Every ball thrown down the field that's a jump ball isn't called a pass interference.
Yep.
You're right. They're calling what truly affects the game, and I like it.
I don't mind it, Sammy, but you do make a great point. If that's the regular season, you got to call that. But the way they're calling the playoffs, that's not a foul. And if I was teaching and I was coaching in this thing, I tell my DBs, you need to maul people, man. Don't let them catch the ball. They're not calling it.
Well, no, I agree with, letting them play, but, I mean, a game-winning touchdown pass to the back corner of the end zone and the guy's pulling on the guy's chest plate.
Yep.
I mean, that you got to call that. I'm sorry.
Yep.
And you can see it right there on camera. And that's the thing, like, there's all this stuff that is right there on film, but yet, people want to spin it. Now, this is different, and I agree with you to a certain extent about letting them play in physical hand fighting, but when you grab the guy's chest plate, come on, brother.
No, he grabbed it. He pulled him to the ground. He had zero chance. He had zero chance to make a play on the ball because the man played the man and not the ball, and that is textbook pass interference 100 times out of 100. Sammy, you're the man. I still can't get over that great gift you sent. That will be talked about for generations of Basilios. Shout out to my friends at VIP Play because, well, the welcome bonus is yours. They sent me an incredible new graphic. Hey, shout out to my man, Chef. We have a huge announcement coming up. Will Heflin. I love you, Chefy. Chefy. Bino, what's a chef's kiss? What does that mean? You ever heard that slang? For some reason, that came into my mind. I'm giving the chef's kiss. But I don't know what that is, a chef's kiss.
I don't know what that is either, Tony.
I'll have to look it up. Chef, I might be giving you a chef's kiss, but I don't know what that means. But it's in my mind. Okay, you bet $20, you get $100 in bonus bets instantly. Our phrase that pays is TN Tony. Come on. 200 leagues live always. Numerous bet types, props, options. If you've got a bet in mind, the VIP team will create it for you if it's a compliant event or bet type. That's why everybody gets treated like a VIP at VIP Play. Last night I gave out bad tips. Bad stock tips from me last night. I said the Flyers over the Toronto Maple Leafs. That was wrong. Lost in overtime. You don't care about that. I thought Ole Miss was winning last night outright. Bino, did you think Ole Miss was winning that game last night? Because I thought they were.
Tony, I have a cruel admission to make.
Hit it.
I had bet Ole Miss catching 3 points.
Yep.
I heard you were so adamant they were going to win. Other callers kept calling in. Ole Miss is winning. Ole Miss is winning. Ole Miss is winning. I just felt like they were a dog with fleas, and I bought out and played Miami.
Are you currently a residential electrician? Would you like more benefits, better pay, more upside? What about a $3,000 signing bonus? Free company-paid health insurance, annual profit share, company vehicle, gas card, much more. Call Advent Electric today. Advent, known for their large commercial jobs around town, and due to high demand, they're adding additional roles for their residential department. Maybe you know a friend, family member that's a residential electrician. Spread the word. Email hr@adventelectric.com. hr@adventelectric.com. 865-588-0631 and ask for the Tony B 3K signing bonus. Advent Electric is hiring. You got to dream about buying some land and building on that land? Well, Waterside Contracting is your ticket. 25 years of making dreams come true, Michael Scott. For hundreds in our area, custom homes or remodels, Waterside Contracting will build on your lot. They do incredible work all over the area. Structural integrity, quality without compromise. It's a way of life with Waterside Contracting. Check out the wonderful work Waterside does. WatersideContractingLLC.com. When it's time for your dreams to come true. Quality without compromising. Waterside Contracting.
College football fans, Chris Fowler here with the play call. This season, go for Dose with ice-cold refreshing Dos Equis. It's more than a single play. It's a mindset. Think of it as a 2-point conversion for real life. Taking the risk, making the bold move. Whenever we get the chance to go big, we take it. On the field and off, always go for Dose with Dos Equis.
Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Copyright 2024 Dos Equis Lager Especial Beer. Imported by Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
Hi, I'm Jim Simpson, owner of Simpson Meats. When's the last time you grilled a really good burger or steak? One your friends still talk about. Our goal at Simpson Meats is to make that happen every time you have a cookout. All of our cuts of meats, steaks, burgers, briskets, and pork are always fresh, flavorful, and sustainably sourced. We are family owned, so we know the importance of knowing how and where your food is raised. We have been putting quality first since 1888. Visit our butcher shop off Lovell Road or online at simpsonmeats.com.
Tony Basilio along with the great Mark Griffin. And we're here to talk about our friends at Performance Medicine. And Griff, their slogan, stay educated, stay healthy. That's you.
Wow. I really like to think that, Tony, and I'd like to give Dr. Rogers a lot of credit because I definitely want to stay educated and healthy, and knowing that he's putting the time and effort in to make sure of my care, I want to encourage your listeners to put the time to learn and become educated and get to know Dr. Rogers and see if it can help with your health as well.
And there's a really, really easy way to do that. In fact, they've got their own YouTube channel. You can see Dr. Rogers for himself with his staff. It's called The Performance Medicine Show over at the Performance Medicine channel over on YouTube. Also, more information at performancemedicine.net. To our friends in North Knoxville, a brand new location over in Fountain City, now accepting patients. So many ways to reach Dr. Rogers. And like they say, stay educated, stay healthy. Performance Medicine, online, performancemedicine.net.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
The season of giving reminds us of what truly matters, community and connection. Hi there, Jennifer Morris here with Keller Williams Realty. As the year closes, I wanted to take a moment to sincerely thank you, my Basilio family clients. Thank you for trusting me with your most important decisions. Whether it was finding your first home or successfully closing a chapter, your trust means everything. I look forward to new and continued relationships through the new year, and feel free to reach out to me at 865-694-5904 or nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and of course, go Vols!
Basilio here with my buddy, Connexial Kristen.
Hey Tony, good to see ya. Connexial builds fleet technology that helps transportation and logistics companies win big. Live GPS, easy ELD and compliance tools, AI dash cameras, and asset tracking, all backed by the #1 U.S. customer support team. Want a better playbook for your operations? Visit Connexial.com/Tony. That's KONEXIAL.com/Tony. Connexial, built for drivers, trusted by fleets, and proud Vol fans.
Tony Basilio here, and I got the great Chad Stockton of FC Alliance 2026. Chad, do you believe we've made it?
Boys and girls teams start off the new year at big national event showcases. We got our younger kids training indoors and doing a lot of things to get better. So we're excited about what the future holds.
Chad, I hear the juice behind you. I hear the kids. Your program reaches throughout East Tennessee. If folks want to get involved, what's the advice?
We're easy to get in touch with. We offer players at all ages, all levels, all experience. We have a program for all of our kids that we have, and we're excited for anyone to join us.
And even some Lady Vols as well. Several college players all over the country, yes?
Absolutely. We had a lot of girls that we were able to watch play in the NCAA tournament. A lot of our former players made big runs through the tournament. We're so excited for them.
Growing the beautiful game. In this, the year of the World Cup in North America, celebrate the beautiful game. Get your child involved. FCAllianceKnox.org. That's FCAllianceKnox.org. And Chad, thank you, man. Keep growing the beautiful game.
Absolutely, Tony, and thank you very much.
Preparing food for a big gathering can really take it out of you. That's why you need to call Calhoun's and check out their selection of party platters. Whether you're hosting a party for the big game, a reunion, or just an everyday gathering, a Calhoun's party platter is next level. Choose from Calhoun's always excellent chicken tenders, fly with Calhoun's wings, or boneless wings with a variety of dipping sauces, award-winning next-level melt-in-your-mouth barbecue ribs, or delicious spinach artichoke dip, or get one of each. Plus, if you're doing burgers or sandwiches, Calhoun's has lots of side dishes like spinach Maria, baked cinnamon apples, Smoky Mountain baked beans, or creamy coleslaw. Available in pints, quarts, and gallons. And to finish things off, pick up one of Calhoun's great desserts to go, including homemade cheesecake or key lime pie. Calhoun's, simply your go-to party headquarters. With 9 locations all over East Tennessee, you can order online and just pick it up. Calhoun's, one of the Copper Cellar family of restaurants, along with Chesapeake's, Copper Cellar, Corner 16, Cherokee Grill, and Smoky Mountain Brewery. Eat local, eat good. 865-200-5402. These guys over on YouTube are providing me a lot of fun and frivolity. They're really going at each other. Bino knows I'm a uniter, not a divider. I want to say a special shout-out today to the great Chris Stevens, who we've loved and served all these years, over at Sella Flooring and Design, located at 510 Milwaukee Way in Knoxville. Sella Flooring is officially, and I mean officially, the very first retailer to carry super core flooring in these United States of America. I'm shouting out my man Alan at WeShipFloors.com. Alan would like our listeners to ask your local flooring retailer to contact WeShipFloors.com so they, and I'm talking about anywhere, so they too can become a member of the Super Core family. Again, Chris Stevens, Sella Flooring and Design in Knoxville, asked to see the Super Core flooring we've been talking about. You can touch it, you can feel it, you can hold it in your hands. And shout out to our friends Chris Stevens and Sella Flooring, or is that Cella Flooring? If I was a Paisan, that's how I would say it. But let's go back to the phones. 865-200-5402. Bino, we got people calling people morons and going at it and going at each other and getting at each other's throats. And
I don't know, Bino. I shouldn't find it entertaining, but I do. Is there something wrong with me, Bino? Or is it just
no? There's nothing wrong with you, Tony.
Or is it just another day in my world?
I think you could invent any type of message board today, and by tomorrow somebody would have somebody in a chokehold on.
Back to the phones we go. Hello and welcome in.
Hey, Tony, Zach, E-Town. What's up, man?
Yoshi,
Bino, Brian.
Yoshi, E-Town.
What's up?
Yoshi, hi-ho. What a game last night.
Wasn't that incredible, man?
Hey, I'll tell you, I've kind of, chilled on, quote, college football. I just call it another form of football, but last night, that was top shelf. That's like the good stuff. That's like the good tequila that you asked for.
That's right.
The first
That's
one.
some T3
like
vodka,
shot.
brah. That's T3. That's
T3
exactly
vodka.
right. That's exactly right. Brazani.
I agree with you. I wondered why they went for that bomb straight off. I was like, man, they got to run like a 7-8 yard, like you said, plan, or maybe some kind of like little hitch or something just to get you in position, and then you could possibly have a few more options rather than just the old heave-ho, which I believe they got PI'd. Were y'all rooting more?
Hey, Zach, real quick.
Yeah.
We get on Cristobal a whole lot, justifiably. I'll give him credit.
Yeah.
Last night, he called a timeout to take away exactly what Tony's talking about. He called a timeout, brought two guys up on the outside receivers to make sure they just couldn't throw that little 5-yard out.
That's right. That's a good point. I hadn't really thought about that. I was thinking,
great point, Bean.
Yeah, good point, Bino.
Great point, Bean.
Bino is a savant.
He's I don't know if he's a savant, but he's
I'm an idiot.
Yeah, he's an idiot. He said it, I did.
Why didn't they roll out Chambliss more?
Because they didn't want him
to take a shot against
those two
linemen.
Well, those two defensive ends put him in the general hospital with over there at Luke and Laura and Rick Springfield back in the day.
R.I.P. Luke.
R.I.P. Luke. We just lost Luke.
Yeah.
But shout out Luke Skywalker. His
Yep.
boys are in the finals. Shout out to Luke Skywalker.
Good job, Luke. Let me ask you this.
Hey. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
And then I had a question about yesterday show. If Indiana wins this game, boy, I bet Adidas is going to be happy.
Oh boy,
because they'll have two schools.
Yep, two schools in it. That's exactly right.
And that makes me feel good. When Nike, I used to be an Adidas guy. I love the way our uniforms and the way that they treated our school. And you're right, Nike kind of treated us like I hate the term, but like redhead stepchild.
Yeah.
Because they never did anything special for us. So I'm excited to see what they do for us. And I was nervous because I was like, man, Adidas just kind of lost its shine a little bit, but it obviously doesn't matter. So in that regard, I guess I am pulling for Indiana. But going back to yesterday, we were talking about evaluating talent, and I was going to ask y'all who brought in James Pierce Jr. and evaluated him, and was he a Heupel guy?
Yes. Yeah, that was in Heupel's dispensation.
And did Heupel have an active? Was he the guy? Was Heupel the one that found a guy like him? Because that's what I'm wanting for. I'd love for us to build our team kind of like Ole Miss with talent in these special spots, and maybe not blow your entire budget on a quarterback. You get my drift?
Sure. I think that's how I look. Last night Miami came within one play, or rather Ole Miss did, one play of making the finals with a Division II quarterback.
Yeah.
There's way more than one way to skin a cat, man. Way more than one way.
And I think you made a really good point about maybe Steve McNair 20 or 30 years ago, and how he would be, he'd be playing for Michigan. But which is one of the reasons why I think quote college unquote football has lost a little bit of its luster, because that guy would never remain at Alcorn State and wouldn't have But so I'd like to see the Adidas Bowl just for Tennessee's sake going forward.
Sure.
And yeah, and I'm tired of this Carson Beck guy more than I'm tired of Indiana.
We were talking about him during the break. Bino, you said he looks like kind of E.T., right? Is that your thing?
Yes. Yeah, he's got a kind of extraterrestrial look to him.
He looks like an extra-terrestrial, if you've ever seen him. He's got tats.
Oh, yeah, I know.
From head to toe. He's got several sleeves, and his sleeves have sleeves, man.
He got that, he got the Lambo, didn't he?
Yeah, he got the Lambo, and he had one of those, what were
Twins.
they called, the twins? The Cavenders used to go out with him, I guess, till he turned the light on.
Right, and he's got the Lambo, probably $40,000 in ink. But so I'm tired of him. I mean, you got to but he is like E.T., but not the cool E.T., the sad E.T.
No,
in
he
the creek
reminds
where
me.
he's gray.
Fred Sanford could do a great, and I appreciate you. Fred Sanford with Ann Esther could do an incredible bit on that guy. I mean, they could take his face, mash it in some dough, and make some damn alien cookies out of him.
It's too bad that he didn't go to Miami so he could have played for another coach who had horse teeth, and that's Eli Drinkwitz.
Now, where did you bring up? I didn't bring his teeth up.
Horse teeth quarterback.
I didn't bring his teeth. Why are you ripping a guy's teeth? What are we doing here? What are we going to evoke? Are we going to evoke John Elway next?
Is it anything worse than what you just said about the cookies and Ann Esther?
Bino, remind me in the third hour to tell you about the sweatpants I'm currently wearing that Laura gifted me at Christmas. And also my earache at 4:30 in the morning. Will you do that for me?
I will, Tony.
Thank you.
If I can remember that for 6 minutes.
In the meantime, by the way, playbook of William Pattison coming up, and then Dubsy and the gang coming up later on here at Fanrun Radio, where you bow thy heed. In the meantime, we go back to the phones. Connor Stallions with the zing of the day. Ever since NIL has kicked in, the college football national championship game has consisted of Michigan, Washington, Ohio State, Notre Dame, Indiana, Oregon, and Miami. He said rural South car dealerships are no longer the X factor in college football. Oh, I mean,
they're going to have to get bigger collection plates at church, I guess.
Yeah! Connor Stallion from the top ropes. Or is it Connor Stallions from the top rope? That's what it is. I mean, you talk about an absolute, as they say in the tray, he's a punk and a clown. Look, I got to get one more in here. It's 2 and 2. Please bear with me. I know. Bad time management.